Morning guys, how you doing? Right, today's video is just going to be about fitting some more of these white wall inserts, or porta walls as some people are calling them. I think it might be their correct name, to be honest. So as you can see, I've had this one on there a couple of days now, and the one on the other side I've had on for must be a week now, 5-6 days maybe. My biggest worry when I first put them on was I was going to get up the next morning and have a flat tyre, so I left them overnight on the bench before I fitted them. They've both held up so far, so that's good. So that's that worry over. I never go too far away from home anyway, so if they start to look like they're starting to lose some air, I'll probably get myself home. So today is going to be get one of the front ones off and have a go at that. I need to do them one at a time obviously, and I like to kind of do it slowly. I've said it before, the back tyres are 145s on this car and the front tyres are 155s. I really don't know why, but seems to work okay, so we'll leave it like that. So without further ado, let's get on home and get another one of these wheels off. Come on Phoebe, let's go. So I just left off work, I was just coming home a slightly different way. I thought I'd just go around this country road to have a look, see what's going on. Nothing much, as you can see. Anything for an extra little drive in Phebe, eh? A couple of days ago I had looked at the rear brakes on Phebe. All is good, brake shoes were good, no leaky cylinders, and the handbrake is, well, with adjusting the drums or adjusting the shoes to make the handbrake slightly bad, so I don't need to adjust it on the cables. I'll put a link up now or at the end for the video of having a look at the brakes. I'm not too far from home, like I say, it's just a different way of coming really, like the back way. Yeah, so Phoebe's been running fine. As you know, or those who don't know, Phebe is an everyday car. It's never going to be a show car, although I'd say it's presentable, and any chance we get to go to a show, we go. If anyone's thinking of getting one of these cars for an everyday driver, I think it's an excellent choice. They're so simple to work on, and well, it's a lovely little car. But I'll leave all that up to you. I love when you get to roundabouts and everybody's just hesitating. Someone's got to make the move. It's a nice old camper van parked just off the right there. It's had that a few years. Looked like it's recently had an overhaul. Definitely had a respray. It looks real nice. So I decided to put these white wall inserts on the car, basically just to make it look a bit different. So there's absolutely loads of Morris miners about, as you guys will know. There's quite a few about this Travolta blue colour. I think there's a couple around lots of, well, I know there is. So I thought to make Phebe that a little bit different, I'll stick these white wall inserts on. I've had them before on another car, as I said. I did have a few times where the tyres were losing pressure, but I don't know how long they're on there and how long the car had been sitting before I bought it. The guy may have just bumped them up, but who knows. But I quite often keep an eye on the tyre pressures anyway, so that's not a problem. So today we're going to be putting one of the front wheels off, and I'll show you this time how I actually put them on. Right, catch you in a bit when we get in the garage. Hey guys, so before I can do anything I need to take the front wheel off the car, put the spare on, which has been going round the wheels. First of all, chop my back wheels, put the jack on. I haven't jacked that up yet because I like to loosen the wheel nuts before I get off the ground, especially with the fronts, because you can't put the brake on by yourself and do that. So we'll whip this front wheel off. So I've got a breaker bar, obviously makes it a lot easier. You just have to be careful that you don't over tighten them and wring off the nuts with something like this. But if nuts are really tight, these are brilliant. Right, I've just loosened the nuts. I ain't taking them right off, obviously it's not jacked up. Just break them so that when it comes to undoing them, they're not going to spin the wheel around. As you can see, now we've got the wheel off. Weren't long ago that we had the wheel off, greased the trunnions and checked the front pads. Still plenty of meat on them. Obviously this has had a disc brake conversion. I think these are Ford, not sure because I didn't do it, it's already done. Everything's good there, so all I need to do is stick the spare wheel on, which I've got here. See, that one is a 155 by 14, and this one here is a 145. But hey ho, I only need to go backwards and forwards to work a couple of times, so that'll be okay. Well, there we go then. There's that wheel on, tightened up. So now I can concentrate on this one. I'm going to paint it first as normal. So the first thing I'm going to do is give it a rub down, stick some paint on it, and probably tomorrow I'll be cracking the rim off it, or cracking the bead on the tyre. So before then I ain't going to be doing much. What you need to see is just the painting. So I'll come back to you when the paint is done. Go then, there's the first coat on this wheel. That's a nice warm breeze out here today, so hopefully that'll dry fairly quickly. We'll put some more paint on it either tonight or possibly tomorrow, but we'll leave that to dry now, that's for sure. So this wheel is dry now. It's had 2 coats of paint. So the next job's going to be, before I can put the white wall insert on, is to let the tyre down. So I've got a valve remover. We shall remove the valve. It's quite an easy process. Just undo it, take the valve out, or the insert out from the valve. Make sure you catch it and you don't lose it. Just put that aside somewhere out of the way. Just show you the inserts while we're sitting here. Right, so these are the inserts. As you can see on the bag, Atlas was the company that makes them in Italy. The ones I had before actually had Atlas written on them, but these haven't, which is strange. It did say that they probably got the logo on. That's what they call them, like Porta wall toppers. So if we lay that on top of the tyre here, you can see that this edge here is meant to be outside your rim, and this goes between the tyre and the rim. So when you crack your bead back on, it nips this and it shouldn't fall off. Like I say, I've watched a few videos and looked online at what people say. Some people say use soap and water, some say use a bead sealer, but from what I can work out, the people who's had the most success seem to use nothing at all. So I haven't used anything. On the first one I used a bit of soap, but from what I can hear from that is people have had where they put them on with a lot of soap that they've slipped out. So I'm going to put them on dry like I have the last couple, and they've been fine. So and this tyre, because it's a bit wider, I don't know if the rim is probably the same, that means it's more of a slope. That might even hug the tyre even better. Some people call them flappers because they reckon when you go fast they flap, but I haven't noticed anything. I think I might connect the camera to the side of the car later and do a little video of driving along and see if they do flap, at what speed. But they don't recommend doing high speed anyway, but I don't normally do high speed. I've only ever done it when I tested to see how fast she would go, but in general speaking I won't be going over 60 miles an hour on normal day-to-day driving. Right then, let's proceed to get this bead broken on the tyre. I've took the valve out, so tyre is soft. The last one I stood on it all around on the ground. It didn't seem to make much difference really, because your bead is pushed up onto like a lip, so it's very tight on there. I've seen people just think they can just slide them in like this, but they'll never go down, so that's no good. It's definitely got to come, you definitely got to break this bead off that lip. Like I say, I've seen where they drive cars over them. I've seen people take them into the shop where the professionals do them. You can buy a tyre bead breaker, but I found with the other two I've done them quite easily with this. Yep, just a normal tyre lever, which I used to use, or probably will do again, for motorcycles. I think the thing about this is you ain't going to do it in one or two. You need to go round a few times. So basically, obviously I've got the camera in this hand, I tuck it in, push it down, tuck it in, push it down, tuck it in, push it down. Now I can really yank on this, but what I've found is there's no point in trying to do it in one. You need to just keep going around and do it like this. So that's what I'll do. I'll just continue to move around the tyre. Don't forget, I'm doing it dry. Whether that's right or wrong, I'm not sure, but it seems to be working. I really need two hands to do this, but I'm just giving you the general idea what I'm doing. Stick the tyre lever in, lever it down. Right, I'll go round and I'll show you when it pops. Been round about 3 times and now it's popped. As you can see, look, that's off that lip. Now what I'll do, I'll get a clean rag and go round this lip, rub it all the way round, and on the inside of that tyre I'll give it a good wipe round in the inside there with a rag on the inside, but just to make sure there's no rubbish in there. And then I'll put the insert in and blow the tyre up. Simple as that. I'll blow it up without the valve in and see if I can centralise it. There again, I've seen people hitting them with hammers. I haven't done that at all. What I've done is blew it up, let it down, and just pulled the insert, hit it with my hand until I can see the lip is the same all the way round, and then pump that up. Let's see how we get on with that. So I've been around it a couple of times. You can see a bit of dirt, but that's all I'm going to do. So now, to get me insert, I'm just going to feed it underneath into that bead. Don't know if you're going to be able to see. I'll put the camera over here. You may or may not be able to see this. Push the bead round. Reminds me of putting a bicycle tyre on kiddies' bikes. There we go. Right, that's all tucked in there, like so. Looks alright like that, doesn't it? But if you blow it up now, it's not central, then that'll nip in. If you can see that little lip, you need to make sure that that comes out to the top. But like I say, give it a chance, give it a blow up first and just see how it seats. So we'll get the kettle on, get the compressor on, let it build up some air, and then we'll do that. Rightio, we'll put some air in the tyre now. I'll put it up to about 40, I don't want to go no more. I mean, I run these tyres at 30, but sometimes they'll pop. I don't mean pop, I mean the bead will pop up, you'll hear it pop, but none of mine have, they just come up nicely. There we go, I'm over 40. Now I need to look around, I don't know if you can see, this edge, you can see this, like, there's the lip. I'll just check that it's up all the way round. The only reason it's not right up here is because you've got your weight there for balancing, but that looks pretty good. So now I will let the air out while I put the valve back in. We'll screw the valve back in. Another tighten that just a nip, and like I say, if you can see that little lip round there, you just check all the way round that that is in place, not tucked under. The only place it will be is here where this clip is, as I just said. Right, I'm happy with that. So now we'll stick the seal that better. I'll put some air in it. I'll just pump it up to 30 and I'll leave it on this bench table for an hour or so, just to make sure that it hasn't lost any air, and then we'll whack it on the car. And then when I do that, obviously I can get the other one off, the last one. There we go, look, 30 pounds of pressure. So I'll leave it like that for now, and we'll check it in about an hour, see whether it's lost anything. Then guys, so there's another wheel on. I've just popped that on, just got to nip it up as I've took the jack out, and we'll, fingers crossed that one don't go down. But while I was here for the last few days, I've been getting an oil leak, and I found out it was coming from the speedo drive. So I've taken it out again and put it in with some paste. Hopefully it's not going to leak anymore. Give it a clean up. At the minute it seems alright. I'll put a little bit more oil in, and we'll keep an eye on that. It's gradually got worse over the last few days, but obviously it was seeping around the nylon. Right, so like I say, I got this wheel on, just going to nip it up, put the hubcap on, and that's freedom. We're getting there slowly. You can see how we do it. Yeah, I think it's starting to look quite nice now. It's got one more to go, which will be this one here. We just took off the front, because that's the other 5.5. Quite a meat on that tread, so we need to get that one rubbed down and get that one on, and then once we've got them all on, we'll go for a nice ride. I'll set the camera up and check them out whether they flap or not. I don't think they do. I've never seen any cars doing it, but I think this might be it for today. As you can see, I'm slowly getting round to it. Got one more to do, and I think Phoebe's looking a lot better. What do you think, guys? Catch you in the next one. Bye for now.